What is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another video. And in today's video, it is the long awaited, long asked for, and long time due 100% journal guide. In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys the shovels and charm loadouts I used, the best spots to get certain items, and some of the hardest ones in the game, and just some other tips and tricks along the way. But before we get into that, I'm trying to hit 10,000 subscribers before the end of 2025, and only you guys can make that possible. Because I was checking my analytics and realized that only 91% of you guys aren't even subscribed. You guys watch the videos but don't subscribe. It's free. It puts a smile on my face, and guess what? A little birdie told me that you get plus 1 million luck in dig. Hey, don't shoot the messenger. Shoot the little birdie that told me. But I don't condone violence. But enough of my yapping. Let's get straight into this video. So guys, you clicked on this video to try and get the 100% journal, unlock this prismatic skin, and get this very overpowered, insane charm. So the first thing I'm going to be going over is some of the best shovels and the different loadouts that I did go ahead and use. So there is 3 different shovels that I did go ahead and use, and that includes the Starfire ones, that includes the Solstice shovel, and that also includes the Magnet shovel and the normal basic training shovel. I believe that's a training shovel, but they are the main shovels that I did go ahead and use. So we go ahead and look on into my equipment bag, and we go on over to shovels. Like I said, I used the Starfire shovel, I used the Solstice shovel, I used the Magnet shovel, and I used the training shovel. So for each of these, there is different builds that I went ahead and used. So if I was using the Magnet shovel, I would go on into my charms, and I would go over and I would find all of the best strengths. So obviously at the time I didn't have the domino crown, so I would go down and find all the best strength ones I have. So the cauldron hat was a good one to use. The imp horns is a very good one to use, so I went ahead and used the imp horns. And then the last one I went ahead and used is the ice picks. But the ice picks, you need to go ahead and complete the Mount Cinder one. So if you guys don't have ice picks, you guys can use any other strength one in the game. There is quite a few littler ones that you guys can go ahead and get strength on. Like you see, there's like the farmer's hat and stuff like that, or there's the archer hat. But a lot of these you do need to complete different things for. So this is the first loadout I use, and the reason I use this is because this can only dig up the junk items. So there is a lot of junk items in the game. These ones are all the junk items. So when you click on something, it would say junk. So this is very easy for digging up these junk items. Each item will have a certain description. A lot of them can just be dug anywhere, but a lot of them will also have specifics. So there's certain things, like there was a certain like frog and stuff like that, and like they had preferred seasons, but we're gonna get onto that in later on in the video. Then the second one I went ahead and used was the training shovel. Basically I used the exact same build. I used the strength one because this allows you to go ahead and get those commons. So there is a trash rarity and there is common rarity. This can only pick up trash because it has a minus 100 luck, whereas this only has a minus 20 luck. With the strength build, you are able to dig up those commons. Pretty straightforward and pretty simple. Then the Solstice shovel was a little bit better luck, so I kind of use this more for my scarce and my unusuals. We also want to be using these magnets on the side, so they have added a couple new magnets. But for these scarce items, if you're going for them, make sure you're using your fortuned magnets. And then when you are going for these unusual items, make sure you are using the old mushrooms. And I use the Solstice shovel for these because obviously it is only a 5 luck, and then I use the exact same build of the strength build. Then moving on to every single other thing in the game. So this includes divines, legendaries, mythicals, and the prismatics. So because obviously if you haven't already got the 100%, you will now need the new prismatics. This is the build I was using for Starfire wand. You guys can obviously go ahead and use prismatic as well, but this is the one that I was using. So I would use the cauldron hat, and I would use the imp horns, and then I would try and use a very high luck one. Luckily enough for me, I went ahead and got the fuzzball bosses. So this is the luck one that I was kind of using a lot, but there are other luck charms in the game. So there is the pearl from the Cinder Shores, and there is also some other luck ones if I can go ahead and find them. There is the Solstice bow, which you guys can actually go ahead and buy. This is a very good one to use instead of the fuzzball's foot, so I'd highly suggest that you guys go ahead and use the Solstice bow. Now that we have all of those out the way, we're going to be talking about some of the hardest divines to get in the game. Before we actually go ahead and get on into that, I'm actually going to talk about an enchant that is very underrated, and a lot of people don't really know how good it actually is. As you guys can see, you're probably questioning, why do I have storming on my Starfire shovel? The reason I have storming is because it gives you 40% luck during stormy weather. When I first saw this, I was thinking, think this is terrible. Why would anyone use this? What is the point in using this? You know, like, why would anyone ever get this and not just get normal luck or get strength or anything else like that? But the reason people go ahead and use this is because for pretty cheap, I would say, you can go ahead and actually make the weather stormy. And obviously, you know, I'm saying pretty cheap because if your main goal is obviously just doing the index, then you guys can go ahead and buy these storm cooler horns. And by using one of these, it will make the weather turn from foggy, clear, whatever it is, or just normal rain into that stormy rain. So I would highly suggest you guys highly abuse this. Getting the enchant tomes is pretty easy. You know, if you're just going for the index, I think I've got around 50 or 60 of them just digging random items. So then the next divine we're going to talk about that is actually pretty hard to get, and also some mythicals, is they have made this a lot easier recently, but one of them in the index is from Cinder Shores. So the first one we're going to be talking about is the giant fish cracker and also the mythical fish. Okay, the giant fish cracker and the mythical fish. So the giant fish cracker has a very high spawn rate on these two shores here. So over there and over here are two places that you can go ahead and find this, and then the mythical fish can actually be dug up when you are inside the water. So when you guys go inside the water, you guys can actually dig down here, and that will give you the chance to go ahead and get that. I got super duper lucky, but also you guys can try and join streamers. I sometimes host them a lot myself. People popping meteors, popping totems, and popping everything like that. That is how I basically got it. You guys can find these servers pretty easily. Just search up different YouTubers. A lot of them do host them. Then the next ones we're going to have to do is we're going to have to hop on this ferry and go over to the second island, because there is quite a few hard ones over there that took me a very long time. Also, if you guys want a specific guide for specific areas, or you have specific questions, let me know down in the comments a specific item, and I will reply to your comment telling you guys exactly how I went ahead and got it. But let's go ahead and jump on this ferry, and I'll get back to you guys. Now that we have crossed across the ferry, we're going to go on into the journal, and we're going to click on Copper Mesa. The hardest ones to get in the Copper Mesa is going to be your laser saber, your talking bass, and your meteor technically, and the whatever that word is. Okay, I'm not even gonna say it, but this one's decently hard to get. This one, as you guys can see, only 29,000 have been found since the game came out. This one is a lot better now because they did indeed buff this. This one's decently easy to get, and the meteor's also really easy to get. So the way we are gonna go over first is the talking bass. So if you guys go ahead and follow the direct route that I take, we're gonna take you to the best place to find it. And guess what? You know what? I'm not even going to say anything, okay? I'm not even going to say anything. I'm just going to put on my different build, and we're just going to fly over there, okay? Because I cannot be bothered to go ahead and respawn that. So let's go ahead and fly on over there. But as I fly on over there, we're going to talk about the Meteor Divine. The Meteor Divine can be gotten at only when a meteor is called in. So this is a very hard divine to go ahead and get, especially if you don't have people that are going to be buying meteors for you. But you guys will easily get it over in Copper Mesa once the meteors have been spawned. But now that we're over here, we're going to talk about the talking bass. So the talking bass has a higher chance to be gotten from this area here. Outside the saloon has a higher area for you to go ahead and get your hands on the talking bass. Now if we go ahead and jump in this mechanic car, and we go ahead and spawn in our nice little Porsche, and we go back to where we were trying to go to before, I'm going to show you guys the best place to get the other divines. This is the best place I got them. A lot of people were getting them in my streams in this area as well, but obviously this isn't the only place you can get them. The lightsaber you can get literally anywhere, but this is the best place that I have found, and the best place that I was able to get it. You can also get the talking bass here as well, but right here is going to be the golden nugget abundance. A lot of people were getting it here in my streams. I got it here personally myself, and this is just one of the best areas. I would highly suggest that you guys can go ahead and get that. The next area we're going to have to go to is the Aloha Jungle. That is the furthest place that you can get to in the Copper Mesa, and they recently added a divine into that area that is decently hard to get. Not as hard to get as the lightsaber, but it is also decently hard. But if you use some of my other tips that I'm going to tell you later on in the video, then they will find it very easy to go ahead and get them. Also guys, you guys can search up on the wiki, which will be linked in the description, certain items, and there will be a little bit of a description, a little bit more better description, showing you guys like where's the best place to go ahead and get this. But if we keep on running over here and we keep on driving with my amazing Tokyo Drift driving skills, we will go ahead and get on into the Aloha Jungle. Now in this area, if I go ahead and show you guys the journal, this is the area with the most prismatics, but also a decently hard divine. As you guys can see, see 10,570. Yes, the update did only come out a couple of days ago, but that is still a very, very low number if you go ahead and compare it to the other divine from this area. So as you guys can see, the goblin is pretty hard to get, and then the moai is the harder one to get out of the two of the giant plant and the moai. This one is pretty easy to get as well, as long as you're doing the totems with the servers of meteors and stuff. A lot of people seem to be doing them because a lot of people want these prismatics, but don't worry guys, in my personal opinion, divines are a lot easier, divines are a lot harder, actually, I better say. Divines are a lot harder to get than the new prismatics. Now, one of my final tips and the thing that helped me out the most was, if you guys look in the bottom of your screen, you guys will see right now I'm in spring, and right now the weather is foggy. So the best thing that helped me out was actually looking for the season required. So if we go ahead and look at the lightsaber, it says preferences, summer season and clear weather. With the meteor, it says no preferred season, but it says it is insanely common from meteors. The ocarina, as you guys can hear, summer season with foggy weather. So every single item, especially when it comes to ones like this, they have usually preferred seasons. I know the ice tree is a very hard one for people to go ahead and get as well. That has a preferred season of winter. Then the frostbug, that's also another hard one, the preferred season of winter and stormy, winter, and just a lot of these harder ones to get will always have a way of basically, you know, getting it a lot easier. Okay, a lot easier to get it than other ways. And also the bosses, I'm going to be making a video soon on how you can basically solo all the bosses in the game, because I know that is a very hard thing to do right now, and you need to get all of the boss drops from everything. And don't worry guys, the new limited items from the Blood Moon do not need to be completed for you to get the 100% on everything. Okay, but these new prismatics, I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty easy to get. You just need to go into the areas and you can just get them. Like I said, a lot of them don't have to be found in certain areas. This one does actually have preferences of summer season and clear weather, but I'm not gonna lie, I got this during random. This has no preferences. This has autumn season, but I got it in random. I think I got it in like summer, and this has no preferences either. So these preferences don't mean you can only get it in that time, but it is also a very hard one. The one boss I will go over is about the fuzzball. So I'm going to talk to you guys about it a little bit, but basically there is a weird flower that can spawn around anywhere in the area of Verdant Vale. Verdant Vale is over in the first area, and it is where you are able to go ahead and feed the pigs and also get the jam shovel. You need to go ahead and find a weird flower. I will go ahead and throw the image of the flower up on the screen right now so you guys know what you are looking for. The best way to go ahead and do this is just continuously server hop until you find these flowers, spawn in the boss, kill the boss. The boss only has 20,000 HP, so it's not a very hard boss to kill. Kill the boss and you guys will have a chance to go ahead and get that. If there is any questions or anything that you guys have, like I said, please let me know down in the comments, and if there is anything that I did miss or any tips, also let me know and I will pin your comment. But like I said, this is the best way that I went ahead and done this. I think in total I had to dig up 13,000 items, but let's take away around 2,000. Let's just say I had to dig up around 10,000 to 12,000 items to go ahead and get the full thing. But bear in mind guys, the whole time I was using luck totems and I was also using meteors, right? Like I said, I stream close enough to every single day doing these events for you guys. I think I did a 10-hour stream of just popping meteors and luck totems the whole entire time. So I try and help out the community as much as I possibly can. That's why I make these videos. So, you know, if you made it to the end of the video, you must like the content. Why don't you go ahead and drop the subscribe and also like the video. At 1,000 likes, I will see if I can work out some type of way of how to give away items in this game. But like I said, it's been Zez, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out and ka-chow.